Hi, this is Academic Support and Academic Performance brought to you by Albert White of CUNY School of Professional Studies. The purpose of the current study is to look at how academic support programs affect academic performance. College enrollment has risen 30% since the year 2015, and retention is also high between semesters, but graduation rates themselves do not reflect the level of retention to completion, with rates hovering around 60%. The proposed study again seeks to investigate how to increase the graduation rates through the use of academic support programs that by proxy will increase academic support. The measures of academic performance are normally measured in two ways: grade point average and retention. Grade point average, or GPA, has been found to have a relationship with effort and educational values. GPA is commonly average of the grades that a student attains throughout the semester from their various courses. The typical range is anywhere from 0.0 to 4.0, with some scales going as high as 5.0. GPA has been associated with high levels of effort and educational values as well. GPA is a simple way to monitor academic performance. It does not tell us why the student is performing that way, but will tell us how or what is the student's overall performance. Retention is enrollment from semester to semester and is another common measure of academic performance and success. Retention is normally measured by whether or not the student was enrolled in the previous semester, the current semester, or is going to be enrolled in future semesters. This is an easy way to monitor how well the student is progressing from semester to semester, because a student with a 4.0 GPA who only attends college for one semester is not showcasing a lot of academic success, though their performance is pretty okay, versus a student with a 0.5 GPA who attends college for 30 semesters. That is not really showcasing any good academic performance, nor is it showcasing any academic success, though the retention is high. So in combination of retention and GPA, we are able to create a really clear picture of how the student is performing academically. Again, retention when paired with GPA offers a really complete picture of how the student is performing. A student with high retention and a high GPA is showcasing strong academic performance, versus a student with a low GPA and a low retention between semesters. We would consider that to be low or poor academically performing. Retention and GPA will be our measures of academic performance and success. We will compare that with those who are part of academic support programs against those who are not part of academic support programs. These programs offer academic support in the form of tutoring, advisement, and even financial assistance with students' books and their tuition. The City University of New York, or CUNY, offers a number of such programs, including the SEEK program, CD, ASAP, and the College of Staten Island offers its own special immersion program that focuses on intensive workshops aimed at addressing the student's specific and individual needs. The fantastic thing about most of these academic support programs is that they offer all students an opportunity to improve academically, no matter whether they are high performers or low performers. Researchers have found that counseling and advisement improve not only GPA but also retention and overall academic performance, which is key to our study because we would like to further emphasize and prove the value of academic support programs. The majority of these programs operate using goal setting theory as the foundation. This was founded by Locke and Latham, and they found that when difficult goals were set, motivation and effort towards that goal would increase. This was moderated by distance of goal completion, where a low difficulty goal that was far away from completion would result in less effort, but a high difficulty goal whose completion was near would result in high effort. The SEEK program used goal theory as a basis for its program and found that students would significantly improve through consistent use of the program. Setting goals seems to inspire effort. Without having a goal set, students are sort of just afloat at sea, though when there are goals set, it's almost like there's a marker in which students sort of can see where they're traveling towards, almost as though they're seeing the light at the end of the road, for lack of a better way of saying it. The importance of the goal is also another important factor that should be discussed. The more important the goal is to the individual, the more likely the individual will exude a lot of effort towards reaching that goal. If the goal is not important to that person, the person will not exude a lot of effort to completing the goal because essentially the goal is irrelevant to them. For the proposed study, we're looking for a total of 30 participants, at least half of whom have been or are currently enrolled in an academic support program, and the other half of our participants never having been enrolled in an academic support program. The risk and commitment are overall very low in this study. We're not really collecting too much identifying information besides gender and maybe age. All efforts will be made to keep confidentiality, and again, we are not really collecting too much identifying information, so that is not really going to be a gigantic factor, but all efforts will be made to ensure participant confidentiality. The survey will consist of 9 items, the first item being a question about age, the second item asking about what year is your current year in college, freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. This applies to all students no matter what their actual age is, because freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior are all dictated by the amount of credits that one has. The third item will be, are you in an academic support group? For example, the SEEK or ASAP programs. If the answer to that question is yes, the follow-up question is, what is the program's name? Number 5. If you are in an academic support program, how would you rate its effectiveness? And we will use a Likert scale for this on a scale of 1 to 5. What is your grade point average or GPA? Were you enrolled in college last semester? Do you plan to enroll in classes next semester? Those 2 items specifically are dealing with retention to the prior semester and retention to the following semesters. Again, in order to participate in the study, they must be enrolled currently at the school. And finally, number 9 or item 9, what are your feelings on the usefulness of academic support programs? This is an open-ended question for students to provide me as a researcher and the colleges a little bit of feedback on how effective the student feels personally that these academic support programs are, and whether or not the college should or should not continue with their use. The goal of the present study is to prove the effectiveness of academic support programs on improving academic performance. Again, academic performance will be measured in 2 ways: grade point average or GPA and retention between semesters. Previous research has been limited by focusing on such specific populations that we cannot extrapolate the data out to the general population. The purpose of our study, or the goal of our study, is to examine the general college population at Hunter College. This will give us a complete picture of whether or not academic support programs are really efficient at improving academic performance. The overall goal of the proposed study is to have college incorporate more of these programs, and for the programs that do exist, not only to continue to do just as they are, but also to open up their doors to more students. Even students who are performing well academically may need some guidance, advice, or even tutoring from time to time. So it would not hurt to have more students involved in the process or the job of improving overall academic performance, and that benefits the colleges just as much as it benefits the students themselves.